Welcome to episode 14 of A Better Best Podcast. It's your boy, Charles Beloved, and I am here with my 14 episodes of compliments is a lot, but I'm gonna keep going. The lash to my eyelash.
Not the lash to my eyelash.
The van to my cleef. The straightening to my hair. I just want to say you look very beautiful today. I want y'all to give it up for y'all host of this show, Mrs. Shireen Kirkendall. What's going on, dear?
What's up? You look good in your earth tones.
You know, a little earth tone, man. You know, ready to wear Beloved. We mixing it up. We mixing it up each episode. The fits will get off this season. We want to be very clear with that. But I'm actually not going to belabor this. We had a great conversation last week on the psychology of friendship. Mm-hmm. And a lot of that friendship is not necessarily happening in person. And so I was like, we got to double down. We got to dig a little bit deeper. You know, you got to peel back the onion a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so I wanted to really talk about social media. And so the title of this episode is,
Hey,
I know you from Instagram. And that is my medium of choice when it came out. I fell in love with it. I don't want to go too far on the tangent because we're going to go through all of that. But we are here with two amazing guests that are extremely credible, that are talented, amazing, beautiful black women. So I'm going to read y'all a couple of these bios. We're joined by Taiwo Ade and Krystal Franklin, and we're so happy to have them both here. And I'm going to tell you why we hand-selected these queens to be on this episode so we get down and deep into this social media thing, because some of y'all be acting. Okay, I'm sorry, it's too early. We just started. So Taiwo's a first-generation Nigerian-American producer, product researcher, storyteller, and creator. Let me run that back. Taiwo is a first-generation Nigerian-American product researcher, storyteller, and creator. With a passion for empowering creative entrepreneurs, her career has included roles at LinkedIn, Talk, Meta, Talk, and presently Etsy. As a researcher, she focuses on creating experiences that make a real impact on people's lives. Beyond just about digital influence, she is actively contributing to economic empowerment. Through her content, Taiwo is a hype woman for everyday people who are still discovering their path in life, identifying what truly matters to them, and pursuing their passions. From traveling to different parts of the world to trying new experiences to trying unconventional career paths. Okay. Whoa, come on, can we talk? Taiwo's goal is to inspire others to live a meaningful life full of purpose and passion. Give it up for Taiwo Ade. All right.
And
what's up, girl?
Krystal Franklin, she's an entertainment media professional, journalist, and award-winning producer. She currently lives in Los Angeles, and she works freelance as the West Coast director producer for Hearst Digital. Prior to her time at Combs Global, Krystal led a team for Warner Brothers at The Real as a senior producer of digital and spent 3 years in the D.C. area as a senior producer of digital and social media creative services and marketing at TV One. Okay. Come on, title.
Okay.
Before moving across the country, she spearheaded all things digital and social as a digital content producer for the nationally syndicated Tom Joyner Morning Show in Dallas, Texas. We love a country girl.
What it do?
Krystal is a graduate of Grambling State University, where she received her Master's of Arts in Mass Communication with a concentration in broadcasting. She is a former social media manager at Grambling, Grambling University National Alumni Association. Okay. We like those who give back.
Come on.
The social media marketing consultant for the Grambling University Foundation. A member of the National Association of Black Journalists.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
How you doing? You look so beautiful over there.
I will not hold that against you.
Here we go.
It's okay.
And the host of her very own podcast, Taking Up Space, where she uses her life's unpredictable journey as a tool to help others navigate their own paths in real life and live on the other side of fear. Amen.
Okay.
Wow.
Amen. I love.
Let's give it up for these. Come on, let's give it up for everybody. Yes. You know, we read that A to just establish the credibility, and I'm gonna tell y'all why we wanted y'all on this podcast, but B, because we want to give the people that come on this show their freaking flowers. Yes. And y'all are running it, y'all are killing it, y'all are inspiring us daily, and so we just wanted to let y'all know that. So, Krystal, when we talk about like, hey, I met you through Instagram. Yeah. With somebody I met through Instagram. Yes. And we're going to get into that story later. And then Taiwo, a friend of mine, knew her and was going to Afrotech, was like, yo, two of my homies, they're going to Afrotech. I want to make sure that they're good. That's a good friend right there. So connected me to them. I went to their socials. I said, wait a minute, you said friend. They had the same, their name was super close. And then I look at the picture and they look the exact same. I said, yeah, you said they were twins? And they both fly. Like, it was crazy. And so I met them through Instagram and they became my peeps as well. And so social media, from my perspective, is a tool that I have been using since like Black Planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all ever meet?
You know,
wait.
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk
Let's be
about
a little spicy. Did y'all ever meet anyone from MySpace or Black Planet?
Black Planet for sure.
I'm gonna say Black Planet. I don't know about MySpace.
Yeah.
Because MySpace top 6, you had to focus on those that you had a relationship with.
Yeah.
Instead of new. Wait, you was outside. Was you meeting people?
Yeah.
Here we go.
That's a different story, honey.
So that's not this episode, so I'm not doing this for you today.
I met an ex-boyfriend from moons ago on MySpace.
Wow.
And we both were living in the Bronx, and we hung out.
Wow. And so I say that to say, from the Black Planet to the MySpace to actual Facebook, when we couldn't wait to get that .edu email address so that we get access to when Snap was going absolutely crazy, still around, to the Twitter saga,
to Vine,
tweeting, to Vine, to Instagram. And when I hit the IG, I said, oh, this is the one for me. Like, that is me.
Yeah.
It's everything that I wanted. But I've always been social media forward. And so I personally feel like I understand the power of it. And recently we went on a trip and I got sent a meme or video, which was like Regina Hall kind of pressing a friend about not liking her pictures. And people, my friends know me, say like, this you. They sent it to me trolling, but I looked into the comments and it was like a deep dive. Like, and they had just, in the skit, they had just gone to Paris. And we had literally just got back from a family trip from Paris. And Regina Hall's like, you ain't like it. She was like, oh, you look like you had such a great trip. And she was like, really?
Interesting.
Because you ain't like it? Right. We're going to pull that clip. We're going to pull a clip for reference.
Oh my gosh, I saw that on Instagram. All your pictures were so great.
Oh, so you did see him?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny because I was going to ask how come you didn't like any of them.
What do you mean? I just said I did.
Well, no, all my other friends who saw my Paris pics, they clicked like. You were the only one who didn't click like.
Oh, I guess I just didn't get around to actually clicking like on them.
Okay, because look at this one. Now, in this one, we have Sheila and Gary wearing berets. Right? Bonjour.
I like that one so much. It's so cute.
But you didn't like it.
Okay.
Now, here are the 4 of us at the Arc de Triomphe. Didn't like that. Didn't like my children. Didn't like my man kissing on me.
I promise you, the second you guys leave, I am going to go upstairs online and I'm going to click like on every single one of them.
Honestly, honey, it makes no difference to me.
Right.
And so I posted that, but the comments were going crazy. Because it's just like, people were like, well, these people are actual haters. They're not really happy for you. And it was like a lot of divisive, negative commentary to that. And that probably was where my lens went when I wasn't seeing the likes roll in for me taking my family to Paris, Disney, and London. Like, you don't like me taking care of my family. That's neither here nor there. And so Taiwo sent me a very in-depth, thoughtful response that challenged my thinking. And I said, oh, this is going from Charles' little troll to like an actual conversation. And so we're going to get to what you said. Actually, let's start right there. Okay. Do you remember like what the context was of what you told me?
I feel like there's just two like things to consider when it comes to like social media. There's people that just come on places like Instagram just to consume content.
Yeah, that's what you said.
They might watch your stories, they might not comment, and they don't think it's a problem with it because they're getting what they came for. But if that's you, put your hand on your chest and say, I repent for being a hater. But then there's like the other group of people we don't really talk about. Well, the other group of like, the other way Instagram work, which is Instagram doesn't show your post to everybody. Only a fraction of people on Instagram see your post. The other thing is that when Instagram releases a product, they push it out. So, like, when Reels first got started, everyone's engagement was crazy, right? That's not the Instagram of 2024. Your Reels are not going crazy because it's not being pushed out, right? So, the last thing I think I shared was that the barometer for a like has changed. So, you can't just post a picture of your morning coffee, put a filter on it, and think people are going to praise you. You need to add value. And that value could be, like, travel tips or, you know, something that's shareable, something I want that's humorous. And if you're not doing that, people don't feel the need to engage.
Wow. Okay. So we go dive deep. Okay, this is why we cooking. So before we get into it, let's talk about social media at a high level in 2024. Your social media toxic trait, because I am thoughtful beloved. What am I calling myself now? Introspective beloved. So I'm going to talk about like my social media toxic trait. So number one is that I'm a serial liker.
Wow, that's good.
I'm owning that I am a serial liker. And what that looks like in practice is, if it's something divisive, I won't like it. If it's something too promiscuous.
Amen.
I can't have the beloved 1906 as the first thing you see.
Correct.
Whether I saw it or not, I can't like it. I can't like it.
No,
but other than that, if your fit was just all right, I probably am gonna like it.
Oh, okay.
If your teeth wasn't the brightest, I'm probably still gonna like it.
If it wasn't funny and I didn't laugh.
And if it wasn't that, I lean towards the like versus against the like.
I love that.
And with that, I come with the expectation of counter likes.
Right.
I'm gonna stop there. What is your social media toxic trait? Because I know it.
I was gonna say, do you want to tell it because you hate it?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
What is it?
So Shireen's social media toxic trait.
I'm the anti-liker.
Yeah, we're going to label her the anti-liker. She'll sit next to me in between Candy Crush
I'll consume it.
games. Consume it.
She's that person.
Laugh about it.
Come on.
Show me.
But not like it.
Go back to it. Go to the next thing. And I said, Shireen.
That's your
why, though?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Is that what it says?
That's crazy.
Especially if you know them.
And that's why.
That's crazy. Like, that's nasty work. And I get genuinely, like, it's not too much time I get so upset with her about something so trivial. But I was like, Shireen, how are you doing this?
But this is why when people say, like, oh, they didn't like it, they're a hater, I'm like, you could be like me, where you're just oblivious.
But why,
I'm not actual. Chris, I don't know.
We're going to get into that. That is what she does. Like, she won't even like the party post that she's a part of. And it's like, I got to ask, hey, did you like it yet? Did you like it yet?
So
I know it's the first thing that's going to be shown on your feed.
I have been the same person yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So when I was, shout out Della, when I was in college, I was a part of my good friend Della's party series. I promoted for him. Clearly, I've been about this party.
Yeah, she's been about the party life.
Let him know.
And Della would, this was Facebook era age, so he would send out the flyer and he would be like, everyone, can you please make your Facebook profile picture the flyer?
Oh, that's nasty work. Oh,
I remember those days.
You remember them times?
But that was the only way you could promote stuff.
Yeah.
There was no
Very
feed.
back in the day.
So, and then he would be like, and Shireen, that also includes you. Because I never made the profile picture my flyer.
Wow. On the street team, not streeting.
Yes, on the street team. So I've been the same person. And to me, it's not like some underlying hater energy. That's just who I am.
I like that.
I'm a consumer, and I'm a consistent consumer. I will consume it. I am being more cognizant, though, of liking and engaging. I understand a lot of people get paid off of this, and one thing I want my people to do is get paid. So, to your point, now, even if it's okay, I'll still comment. I'll still like.
Give it up.
Thank you for the growth. You got a little growth.
Krystal.
Yeah.
Your social media toxic trait.
I'm a shallow follower. So I'm following just if you fine, if you look good.
Like
very shallow, very shallow. Like I don't care what your thoughts are. I don't care what your beliefs are. If you look good, I'm going to follow. And that's men and women.
Okay,
but I've had to correct
just
that.
a nice curated feed.
Yeah, like you look good because I come on and I want to see pretty, beautiful things in people. So
but I think that taps into Taiwo's point is like they're giving you something visually appealing.
Yes. I don't always need value though. I don't need value.
I just need to look.
I just want to look. And
but I think that's the value. The value is that it is aesthetically pleasing, that your visuals are being pleased. So to me, that's the value for you. Yes, it's not like travel tips or, oh, you're a mom or a parent. Right. Your value is I want to see something that excites my eyes. Yeah, and that's valuable.
It looks good. It feels good. Makes me feel good. And then I keep on going.
Taiwo.
Y'all gonna hate me for this one. I'm the opposite. I think for me, the way I use social media is so my toxic trait is that I only follow people if I go on their page and I feel like they can offer like some type of value. So if it's like
not a shallow follower, you gotta work hard for that follow.
Maybe they like inspiration for me. I love, that's why I create Instagram accounts, for inspiration. So it's like, okay, they got to get an inspo following. If, like, there's different things. Yeah. Maybe it's like, oh, they travel to places I want to go to. Let me follow because I'm about to go there next and I need their info. Yeah. You know, things like that. Or they go to a lot of restaurants and when I travel, I like to eat. So, like, those things, I'm like, okay, I even save them into collections and I name them. Like, it's very strategic. And it might be because I'm a UX researcher, but, like, I'm very strategic.
Her page is very curated now. We're going to make sure you go see it's not a game.
It's not. Very curated.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're about to peel this back because we're going step by step. We established the credibility.
Let's do it.
We talked about what we introspectively do differently. Social media, a lot of times people say it's fake, right? And I want to start there because theoretically, you only getting one side of the story. Very rarely are people going on social media talking about the lows. I'm not posting our argument from yesterday on the grid. No, it's just not happening. It is the promotion. It is the vacation. It is this. So to some degree, it is one side of the story. But I truly believe that it has a lot of power. And it can be used to strongly establish relationships, i.e., Krystal Franklin. Yeah. She was living across country. We followed each other. She engaged. She showed herself, as Shireen would say, friendly. Yeah. To the point that when she actually moved, I was like, hey, come to my birthday.
It wasn't
y'all
weird.
Know my birthday is sacred. I keep that invite list is a tough list.
Let me tell you.
And it was pandemic, too. You made the pandemic B-Day list.
September 2020.
We had a time.
It was a different time.
And so she comes, she really, like, we hit it off in person. The same person that was presented on social was the person that we met. Yeah. She meets my wife. They become freaking butt buddies. They are just besties. And, like, we were able to establish a relationship. So it's hard for me to see that. It's hard for me to see the way, and I use social media, as someone who's super busy, who's not constantly seeing my friends, so I use it as a medium to keep that communication. So I do over-like. I do over-respond. I also want people to engage in my content because I get paid off of it, so I'm going to reciprocate that. Right. I'm not going to see you. I want to see you win, so I am commenting, congratulating you. You know what I mean? To offset the gaps of time that we are together. So it can't be that powerful in a sense positively, and everybody say that it can't be used in the negative way. That you can't use it to say you can use it to say you can create authentic relationships, but you can't use it to fracture real life relationships.
And that is what is happening these days.
And I'm getting it's a line that's teetering of like, is it really fake or is it really real?
How were you seeing it fracture?
Talk to me. Let's talk about it.
You know, I think as life has been happening for me, big life moments, you know, I'm single, not married, no children. So I don't have the big...
Y'all heard that, fellas.
Come on, talk to me.
Let's take a second.
If you cute and visually appealing.
if it look good on Instagram.
Follow Krystal Franklin, Chris Franklin.
No, but like I don't have the life moments that a lot of my friends have, right? The new house, the family, the bachelorette, the wedding, the baby showers. So for me, my things look different, right? My accomplishments, they look different. And I have noticed the last 5 or so years, most recently though, last year, is that, you know, something will happen. And if it's not as big as, if it's not on a billboard, if it's not me traveling across the world, if it's not me being in the, you was at the La Glace Airbnb in Joshua Tree. If it ain't that, you know, like it's barely a like, and these are people that I know in real life. Yeah. Like we have group chats, we've been at each other's houses, we've celebrated things. And what I have learned is that I am often only called, only looked after, only sought after, you know, just to bring the party up. You know, you got the energy, you bring the energy. I don't hear from them sometimes, most times, all the time, for nothing else. Wow. And so for me, it's just been like, oh, wait, I don't think it's fake because at some point, this has to be how you really feel for whatever reason. I mean, obviously, it could be something about me, maybe that you just aren't interested in anymore in a relationship, and that's cool, right? Yeah. That's okay. We just have to have the conversation so we can move and, you know, do what we need to do. Or it's you genuinely are jealous of something, whether you want to admit it. Bless you. Whether you want to admit it or not. And a lot of the times, we don't want to admit what our stuff is.
Yeah. Taiwo, challenge that like you did in my DMs. I brought you here, talk to him.
You know what? I think there's 2 points. Okay. What you said about, like, if you're not going to the glass house at Joshua Tree, I do agree with that. Like I said earlier, the barometer of a like has changed. It's not just the regular lifestyle. And I saw that too. When I got laid off from my job, I wasn't traveling. I was at home saving my money. Yeah. So I wasn't posting the normal things that I was posting. And people were like, girl, what is this? We didn't follow you for this. Let's be honest. And if I didn't follow you for this, I'm going to keep scrolling when you post. And I accepted that. And I think I've shifted my perspective, probably because I've worked on the Instagram product before. Sure. I've shifted my perspective when it comes to like
little flex.
People.
Let's work on the product before. That was a very humble flex. Go.
Okay. But I shifted my perspective on it because I do know that sometimes I'm hanging out with my friends and they're just scrolling through the stories. They're not even watching it. They're not listening to it. They're just going. So if they didn't like it, it might not be a problem.
Your friends, your actual friends in real life that you call when something goes wrong, that you call to celebrate with you. You are okay with your actual friends in real life not duplicating a like or commenting on social media.
I am.
Wow.
I know.
There's levels of revelation, y'all. See, I'm not there yet. The Lord is not through with me yet.
Here's the reason,
maybe we could get there. Go ahead.
Because a lot of people talk about this on TikTok, too, about, like, monitoring spirits. And it's like people that just watching your stuff. They don't comment. They don't engage. And for a while, I was like, yeah, that is so true. Let me unfollow. Let me remove. Let me mute all these people. And after a while, I was just like, no, actually, I'm not going to do that. They're just going to watch. And they're going to watch. And they're going to see if they don't engage, that's on them. That's just my point.
But so you talked about the algorithm a little bit and like what Instagram pushes versus what it doesn't push. Is the algorithm real? Like, is there actually, because sometimes I go on and I'll like go to a friend's page I know they posted something but it didn't come up, so I'm like, let me go to their page and actually like it, and I'll see like they posted 2 things and I'm like, I didn't see it.
I never saw it.
Yeah.
So like, this was from 2 weeks ago and I never saw it. So while you think I'm ignoring you,
I didn't even see it.
I didn't even see it. It didn't even come up for me.
That is true. And I think that's the part that we don't consider often. I know that it exists, and I think that's why I've changed my perspective, but I don't see some of my friends post. So when that happens, I just go on their page, I scroll through, I try to like a few things so I can start seeing it, because the more you engage with an account, the more you see their posts.
The more you engage, the more
So the less you engage, they're going to be at the end of your stories. Yeah. They're not going to be showing up all the time.
They're not going to show up, because you'll get to the end and it'll be no more, but I didn't go through 3,000 people.
Exactly. And then that builds on your self-conscious. Like, oh, this person never likes a post. Now they're not even seeing me at all. They're not going to like a post. It just keeps, it's like the circle.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go a little bit deeper because I love this, kumbaya.
Right.
Kumbaya. But if you were to post on your grid.
Some people are haters.
And you repost on said story.
Sorry, I was just about to
No, don't touch me. Let me talk. You kumbaya. No, I don't want none of this. Me and Krystal, we here together.
Come on.
And you see that, they then see it.
Because you can see.
Because you post.
Because you can then see, what should I do with those feelings or emotions?
You right.
No, look at them. No, I just want to know. I just want to talk to me about the algorithm.
What they tell you at Meta about that?
You know what? It's true. They are, and I said this earlier too, so let's not forget that. There are some people that are just haters. Okay. And what can we do about them? Let them hate.
Yeah.
Like,
and if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up.
Period.
50 said it.
And I tell my friends this too. Like, I don't get paid for you to watch my stories. Like, when you watch my stories, I don't lose any money. Yeah. But if you don't like my stories, I don't lose any money. Yeah. Like, I make money off of social media too. Yeah. And if people are gonna like it, people are gonna comment it. So I'm not really losing anything. Yeah.
Personally. But you're thinking about it and looking at it from a business standpoint. Correct. I'm just talking about like regular old people that may not get paid to do nothing on no social media, and your best friend, your cousin, your whomever see something, that warrants a congratulations or that's what's up, or cute fit or whatever, and they never say anything.
Go ahead.
What I feel like, and I mean, this is something that has been discussed amongst friends, like theoretically, like people want you to do good, but they don't want you to do better than them. It's kind of what I've heard, and you can honestly probably look back, because I keep all my history on social, like it's my book. Like, I've gotten rid of some. I'm under 1,000 pictures, but you can go back. You might even see a girl I dated before, Shereen. But that's how far back you could go. Like, it's my life, right? Yeah. But you can see the trajectory of likes, and when the shift happens. Sure. I have posts where I had half the followers that got more likes than I'm getting right now. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? With double the followers, with, in my opinion, substantially more large-scale accomplishments. And so it's like, to some degree, there is some data and science of the methodology of, as your star gets brighter, the likes start to shrink. And, I have 12,700 followers. Respectfully, it's not a lot. Bridget, relax. I know you got a few 100,000. Relax. Relax. Blue check beloved. Relax. But I do have friends who have multiple 100,000 followers, have 1 million followers, and they likes be like my life.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm losing. And I said, oh hell, your percentage is really bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's just like, what about it is the perspective of success or the larger scale following that makes people even more so reluctant to double tap?
It makes, honestly, strangers engage more
than people that you know in real life.
People who know you.
Yeah.
And sorry, go ahead,
Krystal. No. I think at some point you know, there's aspirational content, right? Like there's things and people that we see online that we like for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And I think at some point when you realize or you take a look in the mirror that, and you know, I ain't really doing much. I haven't really done a lot. I haven't really progressed at the same rate.
Mm-hmm. We talked about that.
I am now feeling away.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't want to address my own shortcomings or some things that I need to challenge inside, I am not going to like anything that you post. I am going to act like I didn't see it. I am going to act like, oh, you did that? Oh, I had no idea. Had no idea. And so I do think that is some challenging that we need to do within our own personal development because, yeah, sure, all of that is very true. Methodology, algorithms, but a lot of the core stuff about it is that we're just jealous. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to admit that we are jealous sometimes of our friends and that we are envious. And that is okay. Those are not scary, spooky words. They shouldn't be like...
what do you say? It's not, it's an involuntary trait.
Jealousy is an involuntary emotion. I can love you and be happy for you and still be sad it's not me.
Absolutely.
I think the two can live in the same house at the same time.
Two things can be true.
And I think it's the self-awareness to say, I'm feeling a little bit away. It's not to take away from your accomplishment. Yeah. I'm still going to I'm still going to engage. I'm still going to say congratulations, but I'm also going to take my minute and be sad for myself and then move on.
And to go even deeper, maybe even having that conversation with the person that
that's the next level. But also, I'm like, people ain't going to do that.
Having a conversation.
But I don't think the conversation is necessary because that's my stuff. I'm not going to put that on you.
But also, why would you look at it as a burden if we're friends?
Yeah.
Like, I would appreciate the honesty.
You wanted the honesty from your friend.
But to me, I don't want to overshadow your good moment with my feelings.
That's fair.
I think that is that self-reflection, right? Like, why am I going to make your moment about me? Yes, maybe a few months later I can tell you, but I think in that moment, sit in your uncomfortableness, sit in your jealousy, sit in your envy. Let your friend have their moment. Yeah. Let them shine. Congratulate them. Highlight them. And then a few months later, you can be like, you know what, girl? I was so happy for you, but I was really feeling away because this happened and this happened and this happened. And, you know, I was feeling a little passed over. I was feeling a little sad. I think that's the way to approach it rather than they're in their moment. You like, well, you know, and it's like, well, dag, I can't even have my minute.
That's another way to look at it. Yeah, I get that. I get that.
But I think I know what upsets Charles a lot is people who don't engage, but then in real life will mention something that happens.
Oh, that's the worst.
On social media. So it's like, oh, so you did see it. You just did know that happened, and you didn't congratulate me.
And you know the Lord's not through with me yet. I am self-realizing at this stage of my life, like there's just some things I need to still work on because, you know, I take a King Solomon approach to social media.
And what is that? What's that approach?
Come on, Bible?
Come on, Bible. Preacher's kid. Come on, let me take notes.
So King Solomon, you know, there was a baby, and
I already know the story you're going to tell.
Okay.
There were two groups that wanted the baby, and because they couldn't come to an agreement on who should have the baby, they was going to cut the baby
in the middle. I remember that.
And so that's my approach. Not split a baby in half, obviously. That's because you made a face like, what's going on?
I was like, where we going with this?
No, I'm going to be an alpha. I'm just going to meet you where you at. Yeah, I'm going to do the exact same thing that you're doing.
You do or don't do.
You do or don't do. So if you are an avid replier and follower, even though I could just do a like, I'm going to add the comment. If that is what the courtesy that you're giving to my content.
Yeah.
If you are not liking or doing anything, I'm going to not do it.
Wow.
And now what I hate, and that's a great thing that you brought up, is if my reciprocation of meeting you where you're at starts to make you think that I'm a hater or something. Because that's not me.
Like, you started it.
I'm over here trying to let me stop myself from liking it because it's just like it's more organic for me to like than not to like. So if I'm not liking it, it's freaking intentional.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And so my default is to like. So it's just like I would hate for somebody to start to think that about me in real life because I'm meeting you where you at in the fake life, in the Matrix. Let's talk.
In the Matrix,
But we talked about it before. People are not, instead of looking at what they did to elicit that reaction, they'll just focus on what you did.
Exactly.
No one talks about it.
I'm like, no one.
What did you do?
Yeah, no one's gonna say, well, I noticed I was kind of a little bit of a hater, and
I'm waiting on that conversation.
Right.
I'm waiting on that one from somebody.
I was being a little bit of a hater, and then you started to hate back, and I didn't like it. I'm like, people in real life, people aren't gonna say that. They're gonna make it about you and what everything you did.
What'd you say? Go ahead. Do your statement. What? Everybody's an enemy in somebody else.
Everyone's a villain in someone else's story.
No one is a villain in their own story.
Never the villain in my own story. I am the protagonist, the sweetheart next door.
Absolutely.
I'm like, y'all are the villain.
So
I think when you think, and to me, that's why sometimes I'm like, you know what? I don't even care. I'm going to let you do what you... Not that nice.
Because I care.
But I think you have built a great community. Even though you sat here and said like, oh, my accomplishments aren't as big as other people's. I think as someone who is married and posts the house and all that stuff, I think you have done a beautiful job of building community within your social media. And I think that is something to be celebrated. Absolutely. I think you help so many women who are single.
With your transparency.
Yeah, with your transparency. You help them feel seen. You post your highs, your lows, and I think that's so helpful for people. So while you think that like, oh, okay, I'm not posting like the big house and the husband and the ring and the kids, some people, that's not where they're at. And they still need people who are reflective of where they are in life. And you are doing that for so many people. So please do not sit here and say that your content is not adding value to anyone's life or because you're not posting like big moments that it's not valuable. It is valuable to someone. I read your comments. I see what people say to you.
Come on.
And I think you've done such an awesome job building your own little social media corner and community. And people love your hashtags and build off those. And I see people repost.
So thank you.
So
flowers.
Yeah. No, that feels good, really. Because
no. Go ahead. Yeah. So I think that you're adding value in your own. Just like Taiwo said, you're adding value to someone. Someone is going on and looking for your content and wanting to see it. So I do understand why you're hurt when people aren't liking and engaging with it. Because for me, just because someone's posting something that I wouldn't necessarily post doesn't mean I shouldn't give it the same respect and like and comment that I would give to someone who's doing something that I do want to do, right? Who's eating at the restaurant I want to eat at or going to the place I want to go.
Well, we know you ain't going to like it either way. So. I'm sorry, Chris, you about to say something?
No, I was thinking, we were talking about like the congratulatory posts and the big highs.
Yeah, the big moments.
But what about the times when you post some of your lows and your friends on social media that you are also friends with in real life still don't even reach out. They don't even comment about it. Like they're like, oh girl, my bad. Or, oh, I'm keeping you in my thoughts and prayers. And even in real life, you still don't get that same type of care and empathy. So what do you do then? So it's not necessarily all about the congratulatory, the big post, but when you have a surgery, when you lose a baby, when you get divorced, when your parents die, anything, any type of moment that's not a congratulatory moment, if those people still don't reach out, and you see in the stories that they've seen that you had your 9 fibroids removed in September of 2023. And you said to me in a text message that, oh, well, you didn't tell me personally. So.
And to me, so that person might say, oh, to my point earlier, maybe they didn't see it, right? Maybe the algorithm pushed it. But to me, if I'm that friend and you're saying like, hey, I went through something hard or ugly or not great and I shared it and you didn't engage. If I'm your friend and you tell me that, I'm going to be like, I'm so sorry. I didn't see it. How are you? Like, in that moment, I'm not going to make it about me. I'm not going to make it about social. And also, we know when people are going through dark stuff, sometimes you can't pick up the phone. Exactly. Sometimes the way of telling people is saying, hey, I'm posting it, and this is literally all I have to give.
Correct.
But I also have another thought, though. So you said to the people who are like, well, I need to see it personally. I think one thing we don't talk about enough is just unfollowing people and removing them.
Let me say something.
And removing them.
Because I was going to bring that up.
Okay, because my thing is, if you are seeing the same people repeatedly offending you, they're not commenting, liking, especially big moments, people you know in real life, why not just remove them?
Yeah.
Does that mean that you're removing them in real life as well? Or
that's a good one.
Media?
So for me, it's both.
Social media is fake. I'm air quoting right now because y'all listening. Talk to me.
So for me, it's both. If I feel strong enough to remove you on social media because you have done something that I think is completely out of character, out of line, disrespectful, it may not be any coming back from, I am removing you in real life. But 9 times out of 10, you've also have done something in real life already to me that makes the unfollow so much easier.
So are we unfollowing or are we blocking?
So I unfollow. I don't need to, I want you to see. I want you to be able to come back and be like,
she's still doing good, huh?
Yeah, I want you to still see. So I'm never blocking. My block list, no, ever. I'm only blocking spam. But I want you to see, but I am unfollowing. I'm not even muting because I'm not going to hide behind my mute. I want you to know that I've unfollowed you. I want you to see it when you go to my page. Follow back. I thought she was following. No. I want you to see it.
Krystal Suge Knight just
no, literally, because I unfollow and remove because I'm like, if I'm unfollowing you, then I might as well remove you from seeing my content.
What does remove do?
So it's instead of blocking. So if you just go to your list, your followers list, you can just remove someone as a follower instead of blocking them. Because if you block them, they can't see you at all. But if you just remove them, they'll probably see you on your explore page or something.
So is that not the same as unfollowing?
So following, let's say I'm following Krystal and I unfollow her, that means I'm no longer following her, but she can still see my content. Unless I remove her, now she can't see my content, but like she can come on my page if it's public.
Like I can search,
Got you. Did y'all know there was a remove function?
It says remove, but I just bypass it and trying to like people's stuff.
Not Mr. Like that he likes.
That's just
You know what I used to do back in the day before they added the remove button? You could block someone and unblock them.
Yeah.
That's that was how you removed them. That was the hack. So I didn't realize they actually added a button for it. Yeah. But my thing, I feel like blocking is extreme. Like you have to
it's be egregious.
Yeah, at that point I don't want nothing to do with you for the block. But I think to your point, protecting your space, protecting your energy, like let's not pretend then. Let's not. You haven't been engaging, so you clearly don't want to be here.
And that's cool.
Let's cut the cord.
Yeah. There's no need to act as if we don't know what's happening. And I think that's when things start spilling over into real life. Now we in the same room, we in the same environment, and we looking at each other crazy from across the room. It didn't even got to be like that, baby. We just unfollowed each other, and we have decided that there's no more value on social media for us anymore or in real life, and let's just keep going.
But is there a conversation?
I think it depends.
I was just about to say that. I think it depends. I think some people, there's a conversation's warranted, but then for others, it's like, why? You know what you did.
But is it not going to come up in real life? Like, oh, you mad over Instagram? Because then there's an opportunity to minimize the Instagram actions. You know what I mean?
Because,
this is tough.
That's why I'm like, I think social media has the power to create friendships, but it also has the power to create feelings inside of friendships. So I'm like, do we remove, block, unfollow? Do we do any of those actions without at least giving it a fair shake? Conversation if we are real life friends. If there's someone
I bring the conversation up.
I think it's a conversation.
I think for friends, for sure.
For friends, like
you've had this conversation.
I have to.
No, I've actually done it because it's just odd. Like,
and do they own it in the conversation that you've had?
No.
Of course, I was making it up like you can't factually.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah,
because it's hard to like quantify that. Like you didn't like my post and you.
Not for me, honey. I screenshot.
But you can quantify. You can look.
Not even like quantify. It's just like awkward sometimes to like go through and be like,
because it feels
this
petty.
Is why So this is why.
But if you're gonna make it an issue, and Brittany Richardson, our psychotherapist from our last episode, said you got to be open and honest and communicating with your friends what your needs are. So it's like, hey, like I literally like every accomplishment yours. This happened in my life. You didn't like it. Yeah. She's saying that we should actually have that conversation. If it's somebody that matters. If it does not matter, then it does not matter. But only let them know what your needs are as a friend. And
well, I agree.
I think it becomes problematic when you sent me a meme. It was like if they like and engage and following other people's content, but it's just not your content that they're
right.
Like,
you didn't hit on that. We didn't hit on that because your close friends. Come on, algorithm. Yeah. You're gonna see what they are liking. So it's one thing to not like anything.
Right.
My dear wife,
Right.
we got to work on her. So another thing, so I see you like that. I see you like that.
Jealousy.
I see you like that.
Envy.
But you just did not like mine.
Yep.
But I'm not supposed to feel away.
No, I'm feeling away, and I'm going to be honest about my feeling of away. I am.
So as we close, I just wanted to do like, Robert's Rules of Order. You know us. I don't know how Delta got down. Shout out AK. But I want to do like friendship rules for Instagram. If
like,
we were
like rules of engagement.
Okay. Come on.
If we were to do like a top 5 dudes
etiquette?
for your friends. Not talking about people that you just know in the ether or people that you're trying to build a relationship with. Because honestly, those people support more than I, from my opinion.
1,000%.
But like for your actual friends, like what are the top 5 things of expectation that you would want your friends to do? Go.
Ooh, top 5 right now. Okay, I think the first one for me is if it's something personal that I'm posting, respond. Whether it's by text, whether it's by call. Because if I don't share that many personal things. So if I'm sharing this, there's a reason behind it. So I think for me, it's just I know that you care because you're seeing what I'm sharing.
Okay.
The other 4 I got to think about.
We can go ahead.
Yeah. Mine is the same, whether it's a high or a low. If you purposely do not reach out via text, email, voice note, there's so many ways to contact people, even if you can't necessarily pick up the phone.
Yeah.
If you purposely do not reach out to me and you saw that I posted a high or a low, I have an issue, and I'm bringing it up, and I'm telling you I have an issue because I'm also very honest with my friends about how I need to receive love. And I get that we all give and receive in different ways, but I'm very honest. Baby, I'm a Cancer. I'm clingy and needy, and I got abandonment issues. And so I am telling you up front, this is how I need to be loved. Yeah. And if you choose to not do so, then maybe we need to reevaluate our friendship online and in real life.
I think for me, it's if I'm posting a high or a low, don't be offended that I didn't tell you first.
Of course.
It's my
your story
accomplishment to share, and however I want to share it, whether, I text you before I shared it or I just post it on social because it was like, this is too much. I can't tell everyone, so this is how I'm telling you. Like, don't take that personally. It's not a dig against you. Yeah. It's not that I don't like you. And even if I shared with other people and didn't share with you, like, maybe it's not about you. Just
I've had to learn that from a friend because I felt offended, and she was just like, I just don't share things before they happen. Yeah. And
I'm like that.
And you have friends, like, let's be real, we have people that we care about, but we also have day-to-day friends, right? Like those friends that are in our text messages every day. So those might be the people that I'm sharing with, and it doesn't mean that I care about you any more or any less, but it's like, I had this thing, I wanted to keep it quiet. Now that I'm ready to share it, I'm just going to post it. And however you want to text me, call me, comments, whatever, but like, it's not a dig at you, and you don't have an obligation to share anything with anyone. And I've also had to learn that when people post, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so happy for them. So what they didn't tell me, I know now. Like, I can still show up and be a friend.
Yeah.
I just use social media, A, as like my reality show, but B, as like opportunity to just get mass messaging out there. So my family learns things about me that, I through social, you won this award, Charles, congratulations. Some shady, some like genuinely appreciative, but like I'll use close friends to put a mass message out to all of my homies. So it's just like, I'm not the call text. Like the only people that I ever talk to for real is you. I just in business, it's either a business call or it's my wife. Otherwise, text or I'm rushing to get people off the phone. So my friends know that. Like I'm just crazy in that regard.
Bro, the hang up?
The hang up is crazy.
I'm the quickest.
I'm like, oh my God, I love click.
I had to give him feedback. I'm like,
she definitely gave me a crucial conversation.
I'm like, bro, you be hanging up on people. He's like, no, I said bye. I said, you said bye.
They didn't say bye.
I was still talking.
The Lord's not through me. But my social media things is just like where I like have the biggest expectation is about the people that I care about, which is my kids and my wife. Those are like even my accomplishments, and I would love for people to show love there, and I feel like the masses do that for me. So particular people is just but whatever. But like I post my kids and you don't like it. Oh, you got to fuck. I'm sorry. Whoa, like that. Those are triggers for me. Or my wife doing something like those are real life triggers for me. If you are like not showing up for them, and then B, my sponsor stuff. Like,
we all know the sponsor stuff.
You know,
there's multiple tags.
This is for my money. This is for the money that helps me afford you free tickets to the stuff that you're going to ask me for. Ooh. Like, you're not even going to like the post of the party you're going to then text me and ask for an invite to. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then won't help me get a check by just engaging. Thinking, oh, pads. Like, the only thing I don't comment on is like pads and stuff. I'm like, it's not my lane. But any other sponsorship opportunity, I'm going to engage. Or maybe I'll get this for my wife. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's just easy things that you can do for your friends. And, I'm on the lower end of influencership than my friends. But if I see the fucking sponsor, I'm sorry, I don't normally curse, but I'm passionate today. If I see the freaking sponsor tag, I'm going to engage.
Especially because we know the algorithm blocks the sponsor.
Yes,
for sure. As soon as you post it.
One more thing with that. Because it costs you nothing.
Ooh.
It costs you nothing but 2 seconds.
Leave a little comment. Hey, that drink looks so good.
I'm ready to wrap it up.
Drink looks terrible.
Right. But
it doesn't matter. But yeah, I think we can end it with, there are highs and lows to social. Sure. Yep. Some of it is real life. Some of it is, you actually didn't see it. And at that point, I think people who actually didn't see it, they come with the apologies. They're apologetic. They're like, oh, yo, my bad. Sure. But then you have the people who are being undercover haters. And I think it's up to you to decipher what's the difference between like your friend on social who's just like a little bit of an airhead who's like, oh, I didn't even realize that you got paid off of that, and your friend who's like, no, I realized you got paid and I don't like to see you get paid, so I'm gonna skip it.
I'm deciphering in real life to end our friendship.
Yes.
Well, y'all, as y'all see, we had 2 amazing contributors to For Better Best episode 14.
And when we drop this content, you better like and subscribe.
Okay, this the one.
Like this one. For Better Best episode 14. We out. Putting all the pressure on me.